Let's look at two kayaks with very different shapes and see how it affects the behavior of the boat. The first boat I'm looking at today is the Dagger Nomad Large. The two shapes I'm referring to are the rocker, which is the shape from bow to stern along the bottom of the boat. The other shape I'm referring to is the chine, which is the axis from left to right. The other whitewater kayak I'm looking at today is the Riot 80. The reason I wanted to compare these two specific boats are, one, the length is almost the same, with the Dagger Nomad being just a couple inches longer, and the width of the boats very similar as well. So upon first look, for a beginner, it might be easy to assume that they would behave similarly. But after comparing these two whitewater kayaks through many hours of paddling on whitewater, I assure you they are nothing alike. The Riot Magnum 80, Dagger Nomad Large. What I can say visually is the Riot Magnum 80 has a much flatter profile on the regards to chine, as opposed to the Dagger Nomad has a much more rounded chine. As far as the rocker goes, the Riot Magnum 80 is much more flat and the Dagger Nomad is much more rounded. What I should see with regards to the chine and rocker in comparison to these two boats is that the flatter chine should provide more primary stability but less secondary stability on leaning, and the rocker, being flatter on the Magnum 80, should provide a little better tracking and keep you going in a straight line. On the other hand, the Dagger Nomad, having a little more rounded rocker, should have a little better ability to spin around and provide a little better control in whitewater. Anyways, that's enough yapping. Let's get out there in the water and play. I'm going to do the best I can to give you an objective opinion about the tracking and maneuverability of each kayak. This is not going to be a whitewater test. I'm just playing around with flat water to give as objective opinion as I can. The first thing I'm going to do is get up to speed, get the boat tracking in as straight a line as I can, stop paddling, and see how it handles the spin momentum. Pretty easy to keep tracking a straight line. Not a lot of corrective strokes to keep it going. From a standstill, I'll do one full sweep stroke and see how much it turns the boat. Get some speed, do a little stern rudder, see if we can get it carving a bit. Finally, I'll do a little bit of leaning. Don't really want to because this water is frigid, but for you I will. I'm in the Dagger Nomad now. Gonna try the same sort of tests on tracking and spin momentum and all that good stuff. Probably hard to pick up on the camera, but I'm definitely taking more corrective strokes to keep the boat tracking in a straight line, which again goes back to the rocker shape of this boat. This boat has a much more curved rocker, which is gonna hurt your tracking but help your spin momentum. Again, I'll do a nice full sweep stroke. See how the boat reacts to that. That test is a bit harder to tell. The sweep stroke seems to spin the kayaks about the same. Do a little bit of stern ruddering, carving. That one is easy to tell. The Riot definitely carves much better. One thing I will say in all this, to be fair, is I paddle the Riot a lot more. Edging seems very similar as well. I'll do a video later of rowing the kayaks. This water is salt water and it's the middle of winter. And I'm not doing it. So anyways, just interesting stuff to think about when you're looking at a kayak regarding the rocker and chine and how it affects the behavior of your boat. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I'd love to bring you more content, everyone. Thanks for coming along.